your boy Childish Gambino, and today I'm here to talk about Logic's Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the way Logic was describing this album and talking about it online, he was saying things like it's a mixture of Under Pressure meeting Bobby Tarantino. So, that already had my hopes up for it. And then when he dropped the tracks Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, the single, and Homicide with Eminem, uh, I was hyped for the album. I was like, okay, this is going in a pretty good direction. But when the album dropped and I got to listen to it, I was completely disappointed. So the album is supposed to be about social media and its effects on us and how it makes us feel. But I felt like that overarching theme of the album was completely abandoned after the first 5 tracks. Like there's a stretch of 8, yeah, I'm pretty sure 8 songs where it's not even regarding that theme of the album. It's completely unrelated, just regular flex. I'm successful now. I got a lot of money type of songs. But to get back to the songs that did focus on the topic, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind it's a really good song. Logic is being so brutally honest here, talking about the theme of the album, this how social media was making him feel. Reading the comment sections, just seeing all the people comparing him to other people, not really appreciating his art. I really mess with that song. And speaking of reading the comment sections, the song Clickbait on the hook, or is it the chorus? I think it's the hook. Logic's going through the comment section, not really, but in the lyrics. He's going through the comment section and he's just reading all these comments, like people saying he's incredible, he's incredible, he's incredible, and then he gets to that one negative one that people saying he ain't shit. So I thought that was a cool hook right there. The next great song was Mama / Show Love featuring YBN Cordae. That song right there, it was really good. It was really good. Fire verse from YBN Cordae. The rhymes that him and Logic were doing, going back and forth like that, discussing fame and how fame has affected them, or has affected some character that they're portraying in the song. This is going over its effects and what it can do to a person, how it makes them feel, and how it affects the people around them as well. And then on the second half of the song, Show Love, where the beat switches up, Logic preaches peace, love, and positivity. He loves everybody, right? So on that part of the song, he's just talking about how other people in the rap game are afraid to show love, but he isn't. And he shouts out everybody who he messes with, his influences, and people he's cool with. So I like when Logic does that, when he gives appreciation to the people who influences him and who he just wants to show love to. It's very positive. You can't really hate that. I really like it. Yeah, but moving on to the middle port, I guess you could call it the middle portion of the album. The stretch of songs, what I said, was unrelated to the theme of the album. From Out of Sight all the way to Keanu Reeves, the whole theme of social media and its effects just vanishes, and we're just basically getting more Bobby Tarantino here than Under Pressure at all. So that just left me bored for like a stretch of 8 songs. I was just sitting there, straight faced, like, okay, this is some nice production, but he wasn't really doing anything with that production, saying anything impactful or important. Like I said, just, oh, I'm successful now, I got money, flexing, and the occasional, let's have sex with these women lines. So, yeah, stretch of 8 songs, forgettable. Nothing really stood out that was good to me. So once we get to the end, the song that really piqued my interest was "Don't Afraid to Be Different" featuring Will Smith. I was very interested as to see how Logic and Will Smith would mesh on this track. Will Smith, prominent rapper, and back in the day, he came through with a very simplistic flow, and he was talking about how he influenced the rap game in his way, and how things are just different today. He mentions Fortnite doing the Carlton dance and whatnot. I thought his verse was okay. I thought it was pretty good. I really like. He was smooth on the beat though. I really like that, how he just rode the beat with his own style. And then for the rest of the song, Logic is talking about don't afraid to be different. Just unapologetically, just show your difference. Sis, don't be afraid to be different. And the message is cool, but I mean the song was just bland. He didn't do anything with on this song that really stood out. It's just bland. Just I could say that for most of the album. Bland. And in this song, I believe he says, "I don't give a damn about lyrics." So yeah, that's pretty apparent throughout this whole album that he didn't give a damn about the lyrics. Bobby, the only thing I'm gonna say about Bobby is that it's the worst song on here. That's all that needs to be said about that. And Lost in Translation featured some of my favorite production on the tracks on here. It started out with a really soulful, warm production at the beginning. Logic's rapping about life's hard, but we still here, we still surviving. Putting on a nice vibe. I was really messing with that. Then it switches up. He kicks into high gear, coming through with some bars. He mentions Andre 3000, one of his influences in there. It's a pretty good song to close out the album. And then it has a lady speaking in Japanese at the end, which I still haven't translated to English yet. So I don't know what she's saying. Most likely, just knowing Logic, he's probably just thanking his fans for being with him on his journey throughout his career and listening to the album. But yeah. All in all, I had high hopes for this album. It did not meet them, and this is Logic's worst album right here. This one right here. I only mess with 4 tracks heavy: Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, Mama / Show Love, Limitless, and Lost in Translation. Some positives from this album. I was really messing with the things Logic was doing with his voice. Layering his vocals, shifting the tone of him, and using some different vocal inflections. Logic really hasn't done that before, and if he did, it was like on a skit to portray a different character, not actually on the track. So I thought that was pretty cool and unique for Logic to try that this time. Pretty different. Some good features on here. Eminem came through with the best feature on here. Just his verse is so layered that I'm still kind of catching what he's saying right now, like listening to that song today. So yeah, YB and Cordae, like I said, killed his verse. Gucci Mane, he fit on that track right there, and he rolled the beat, coming through with some water on his wrist, classic Gucci. G-Eazy, G-Eazy, yeah. I wasn't looking forward to that track. Was anybody looking forward to that track? But he did pretty good, He did pretty good on the track. Will Smith, he gave a pretty good okay verse. Production, as always, production is great. Logic always has great production in his albums. 6 made some great beats. Logic just didn't do anything with it really. Negatives. Like I said, the middle portion was stretch of 8 songs was not relating to the theme of the album, bland, boring, uninteresting, didn't hold my attention. Repetitive filler lyrics. I don't know if anyone else has called this, but I feel like Logic has just been recycling lines for like the past 5 years or so, and like since he wasn't really talking about anything here, it was just that much easier to pick up and catch in his work here. So yeah, and this might be the biggest negative on this whole album, these cringy ass skits that he had on some of these songs. On Homicide, he had that the video of that Chris dude like pretending to be Eminem. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling that. Like the first time I listened to it, I thought like, dry laugh. It was funny. Every other time I listened to it, I was like, this doesn't need to be here. Skip. On Bobby, Logic's dad. No. No. We didn't need to know that he came out of your balls. Like, yeah, he's your son. Yeah, we got that. That didn't need to be said. But all in all, this is Logic's worst album. Mixture of Bobby Tarantino, Under Pressure. This is like 90% Bobby Tarantino, 10% Under Pressure. Not a good balance of the two. If I have to give this album a rating, I give this album a 4 out of 10. Worst Logic album yet. But I don't know if I'll listen to another Logic album after this. I told myself I was gonna wait a while. I was gonna go on a Logic break after this one because he's been going through some not growing pains. He's just been struggling as of recently, in my opinion, with his music. So, yeah, that was my review of Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Let me know what y'all thought in the comment section. So I'm gonna catch y'all next time.